While all the One Chicago shows have been popular due to character development and intense storylines, Chicago Med has slightly higher ratings this season than Chicago Fire. This may be due to Med airing its 10th season, a milestone for the show as Med heightens the stakes for several characters. As Chicago Med has gained traction this season, Chicago Fire has noticeably dipped in ratings from its previous season. While Chicago Fire is still a top drama on NBC, its ratings have been behind Chicago Med, which raises the question of whether Med can top Fire as the main show of One Chicago. As for why the show is falling behind in the first place, a number of factors help shed light on the growing gap between them. 5. Chicago Fire has lost so many beloved characters in the last couple of years. The character changes have affected the firefighter show. Amon Walker as Wallace Bowden in the Chicago Fire Season 12 finale next to Dermot Mulrooney as Greg Tanner in Station 19 custom image by Nick Bithrow. Every Chicago show has seen characters come and go over the years, but the character departures in Chicago Fire have impacted the show these last few years. Key protagonists like firefighter Matt Casey and paramedic Sylvie Brett each left the show after a 10-season run. Casey makes recurring appearances until marrying Brett in her last episode. Matt and Sylvie were two of the show's strongest and most heartfelt characters, making their departures emotional and sentimental. Chief Wallace Bowden's departure at the end of last season was more gut-wrenching because he was the heart and soul of Firehouse 51, as a mentor and father figure. This season, the members of Firehouse 51 still miss Bowden and are getting used to their new chief, Dom Pascal. With Christopher Herman and Randall Mooch McHolland passing the captain and lieutenant exams, respectively, Pascal's current run on the show is in question, along with Kelly Severide and Stella Kidd, who have both been absent a couple of times this season. 4. Chicago Med Season 10 fall finale ended on a cliffhanger. Goodwin's storyline has elevated the medical drama. Chicago Med Sharon lying against the wall looking weak while her attacker stares at her. Chicago Med continues raising the bar for its characters because of their dilemmas and the intense medical cases they endure each week. Medical director Sharon Goodwin's stalker situation was the most intriguing storyline thus far this season, leading to a thrilling fall finale that found Sharon in an eerie life-and-death situation as her stalker was finally revealed after Goodwin's attack by her stalker. Dr. Dean Archer saves Goodwin's life, causing the medical director to have newfound respect for him. Despite a disturbing situation, Archer found himself in the right place at the right time because he was about to quit and leave Chicago Med due to his feud with current co-head Dr. Caitlin Lennox. Now that Goodwin is begging Archer to stay after saving her life, the doctor has a difficult decision to make regarding his future with the hospital. 3. Chicago Med Season 10 is a banner year for the medical drama. This season has intensified the drama for the Chicago Med characters. Chicago Med Atwater talks with Sharon and Charles at the elevator bay. The 10th season of Chicago Med is a landmark year for the show. It manages to hold up with the other Chicago shows as one of the most watched dramas on television. The most interesting part is that the first 4 episodes of Chicago Med were behind Chicago Fire in ratings. However, since episode 5 of each show on Halloween, Med has had slightly higher ratings than Fire. This may be due to the heightened intensity surrounding Goodwin and her mysterious stalker, along with the elevated feud between Archer and Lennox and their disagreements on how to run the ED. This season of Chicago Med has also effectively utilized its original and more recent characters. For instance, Dr. Daniel Charles constantly faces challenging psychiatric cases, while also worrying about Goodwin. Charles' confrontations with nurse Jackie Nelson and his reunion with Dr. Sarah Reese are also pivotal as he argues with each of them over patient diagnosis and their dilemmas. Hannah is another primary character who has a lot on her plate with pregnant patients and her complex relationship with Dr. Mitch Ripley. Dr. John Frost is also an engaging presence with his charisma and his backstory as a child actor. 2. Severide's role in Chicago Fire is decreasing. One of the leaders of Firehouse 51 may be departing. Kidd and Severide standing outside Firehouse 51 talking on Chicago Fire. Chicago Fire started season 13 with a bang as Pascal was introduced as the new chief of Firehouse 51 after Bowden's departure. Despite Severide's skepticism towards Pascal, he worked well with the new chief, especially after they investigated an arson case together that led to the arrest of a crooked police officer involved with ghost guns. However, after his growth with Pascal, Severide didn't appear in the fall finale. This is slightly concerning, raising the question of whether his role is decreasing or if he intends to make more time for fire investigations than for his work at Firehouse 51.